this is my Spitfire. Thought you might like to see it. I'll walk you around it. We've got nice Merlin sounds going at the moment to give it a nice bit of extra oomph. 15 years work here at the moment. I haven't touched it for about 3 years, so I'll keep quiet for a minute and walk around the camera and have a quick look around it. Mostly it's all made from wood, aluminium, anything I get my hands on, and it's from the Merlin firewall all the way up just behind the radio hatch there. That's as far as I can go at the moment. The whole aircraft is the John Poyser Memorial Spitfire, named after a friend of mine I lost in 2001. He was only about 50, so I've named this the John Poyser Memorial Spitfire. As you can see, it's just the fuselage section at the moment. I don't know if you want to come along, Steve, to see the rest of it along here. All the paintwork and all the rivets have been finished on this on both sides. The only thing that needs finishing off inside is the parts for the seat, the rear armour plating, and all the machinery, all the gear, all for the pedals and for the control column. Everything here I've made myself. A lot of the items in there are Spitfire original parts and parts that I've made. If you come along here and have a look at this area, there's the 303 branding that I made. It took me about a year to make that. And down on the floor there is just, I've got a pair of Rolls-Royce rocker covers there, bits and pieces that I'm still in the process of making. I've also got a half-finished Merlin engine. There's one of the exhaust stubs that I've made and moulded. What I do is I get hold of an original part of a Merlin engine and then mould up bits and pieces out of resin, anything I get my hands on, to actually reproduce it one-to-one scale. The reason I've done it was because I've been doing a lot of modelling. I just fancied doing something to one-to-one, and this is how this come about. I used to have plastic cars in here. I thought to myself, no, I'll have a go making a Spitfire. So here we go. This is the result. All the lights are out except the cockpit lights. The actual instrument panel never had actually any wiring up to it because of fire problems. So everything is lit up from these floodlights, as you can see here. The gun sight is actually working. It's all wired up. You can see the gun sight through there. Might not be able to pick it up on the camera, but that's the sort of view you get flying at night. It's quite a nice feeling, actually, very cosy sort of feeling. Now the original idea started with a chap called Ted Exel. What he wanted, this gun sight here, he wanted to display it around schools, but he never had the actual frame and the screen to display it, so he asked me to make a screen and frame. So I made him one. I thought, so well, I don't know, I think I'll make one for myself. So I made all the screen, let him have it, made one myself. I thought, I know, I'll make a little bit more. Then I decided to make the instrument panel. I thought, oh, I don't know, take the classic car out, I'll have a go at making part of the fuselage. It sort of grew and grew, and that's how you see it at the moment. Right, most of the instruments here are original. A few I've made myself, like the oil pressure, things like that. Starting buttons I've made myself, but you can get these easy enough. There's the engine primer for priming the old Merlin. Just unscrew it, give it a few squirts of the old fuel, and she's primed. Compass is original. That one I've made myself for the chassis indicator. It goes up and down on the indicator there, but my down bulb's blown, but it don't matter. You can see the up coming up there. There we go, up, car up. There's a radio select unit there, and each one lights up as you press it, as you can see. That gets all your radio frequencies. There's your tabs up for your wings on your flaps. This is all hooked up and wired up. Flying panel there. As I said before, there's your chassis indicator. Contactor there that gave out a signal, friend or foe. Danger, destruction buttons here to blow up the radio transmitter in case you fell into enemy hands. Apparently this blew the side of the fuselage out a few times, but there we go. Got danger lid on there. You've got your gas there for your undercarriage, for the emergency. I'm sure that's what that one's for. The Supermarine pedals I've made myself, but they all need hooking up to all the equipment and bits and pieces, but they're there. There's the pedals. What else can I say? Little box there for putting all your maps in. All the maps are out at the moment. All your trim, nose down, nose up. Wheels, what they call them. There's some switches down there. They're genuine Spitfire switches. These ones. All this I've made myself, so about 15 years work. I did make my own gun sight, but this is the original one. The dark screen at the front is in case you're going straight into sunlight, so you can actually either push that down, or if not, you had the goggles with the actual visor for looking directly into the sun, but that comes up and down with that handle there. All the labels I engraved myself. Perspex screen, the original one would have been laminated glass. Rear view mirror, made that myself out of bits and pieces. That's come up quite nice. A chap called Steve got me the actual lens from some truck shop somewhere, but it's the right diameter. Wouldn't mind having a go at shutting the door up. Actually, you can see the crowbar there, just in case it's needed. I think I'll give it a shut up and see how it goes. While I'm doing that, perhaps Steve with the camera can have a look at the crest for the John Poyser Spitfire there on the side. There we go, we're shut. Grab hold of the string. Now where we go, and it feels very very cosy as you can see. I did actually put a bit of string on there with a yellow tape there, handle, so I could do the operation just with one hand rather than two. And the canopy either locks to the front or to the back. As you go back with one hand operation, it should lock into the back there. But quite a nice design. I'll open the door up again. Won't let it drop. Don't do it look good. And there we go. That's basically as it is at the moment.